this is going to be a gameplay review, which basically means I'm going to play the game and talk about the game whilst I'm playing it, and we'll try and learn and find things out, and I'll try and express to you all of the good bits, the bad bits, and the bits that come in between. So first of all, they are talking. The developers are talking to the players. They are asking you to vote. There's a poll here. The options are improved animation system, allows the game to have more expressive characters. Imagine students and staff getting rowdy with anger or jumping with joy. I think that's a good thing. I don't think they're saying, do you want this one, or this one? I think they're saying, what would you like to see next? Delinquency. Students with low motivation can become bullies, vandals, or skip classes. Delinquents can be sent to detention centres or the guidance counsellor for counselling. Player can set routes for staff to patrol, and students caught in the act of doing a delinquent action will be taken to the principal's office. Classes for higher year levels, higher blah 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 blah. So you can pick one. Now I don't really know. I'm not going to make my vote yet. You can just skip this, but it comes up every time until you do make a vote. So we're just going to go and start the game. Let's have a quick look at settings, because I know people like to look at this. The only thing I recommend is music. Gets pretty tedious pretty quickly, I've got to say. So that's pretty much all there is there. Nothing really exciting. Let's go start a game. So you can randomize this. This is where you set up your school, as it were. And I'm going to call this Sim UK High School Scientia Vincere Tenembra. Don't know how to pronounce that. I'm going to say our motto is good education. And I'm just going to randomize everything else. What we got? Chips, a magic lantern, an onion, and a dragon, I guess that is. That looks pretty cool. Okay. So this is our school. This is where we start, and this is the amount of space that we have to build on. It's reasonably big. It's not bad at all. It's a bit smaller than the likes of Prison Architect, because if you get in close, you'll see that these squares are quite a bit bigger than in Prison Architect when you fully zoomed out. But still, that would be a big school. No denying that. You start off with a delivery point. By default, you start off with a delivery point, a garbage point plus a trash can, a workers' quarters, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 workers. Down here we have the option to start a school year, but you can't do that because if I click on it, it says you can't start the school year yet. You have to complete the basic education grant. So you click OK, come up here to do, and this is what basically you're being told to do. So the first priority for us is to build an office and hire a principal. But the grants over here, these are what basically bring in enough money for you to develop your school. So let's begin by developing our school, shall we? Let's come down here to build. So these down here, this is the menu system, and it is different from the likes of Prison Architect. In some ways it's better, and in other ways it isn't. So everything I feel is a bit clearer. If you're coming nice and close to the characters, you can see that they're a bit more defined, I think. They don't seem to have a great deal of expression, and as you saw from that poll in the beginning, they are contemplating improving that situation. But everything just seems to be a bit bigger, a bit more zoomed in, a bit more clarity. And in some ways that's better, and some ways it isn't. So you use these arrow systems here in order to flick through your available options. And then you can also filter by the filter on top. Now it works pretty well, I've got to say. It doesn't look all that great, but it does work pretty well. It's quite quick and quite intuitive to pick this up and start working with it. So let's begin then by placing some walls. So we'll come to build, whoops, and we'll come across here, filter to walls. And then we'll just pick a brick wall and begin with that, I think. 32 wide, that seems pretty good. We'll start planning what we're going to do right from the offset. So I want a couple of offices. You can see it's pretty quick and pretty easy to put together. We are going to put some doors so that people can get in. Now, one thing I've noticed, like Prison Architect, is that if you fail to put a door in a room, your guys can get stuck in there. And also, at 5 o'clock, these guys go home. They don't hang around like in other games like this. They actually leave. And they're gone. That's it. They won't be doing any work in the evening at all. Let me go back to walls. Another brick wall. So what we're going to have here is I don't know. We're going to have a space, because I think I'm going to need to develop later on. Now, if you look up here at my money, I've only got 46,300. It's not a huge amount of cash, so I am going to have to be a bit careful here. First objective, though, is, if we just click on to do, to build an office and hire a principal. So let's start with that, because that allows us to move on. So if we come to objects and then search across here till we find office, these are all the things you need in order to have an office. And I think that works pretty well, actually, I've got to say. Now, I'm not entirely sure why we need a chair in the office, because, oh, you can see this guy's trapped. I'm not sure why we need a chair in the office, because the office desk comes with a chair. So, but it has highlighted to me that we do need some doors. Now, interestingly, doors are not in objects; they're in builds, which technically you could argue does make sense. So we'll just go with that. And also the doors in this game are fully animated, which is quite cool, I think, unlike other games where they sort of slide into the wall. Now this room should be done, so let's go back to build. We'll find a floor. Which one do we like the look of? Probably a carpeted area. Let's go carpets. What colour will the principal like? I think we'll have a purple room for the principal, teal for whoever's going to go in there, yellow for this one, and we'll finish off with a blue. Looking pretty good so far. Come down to staff, find a principal, $5,000, job done. That's now been completed. Pick on zones and search for the office, which is there. And that is the principal's office, ready to go. Now, they haven't brought the stuff in and put it in there yet, so she won't be jumping into that office straight away. But as soon as that's done, you'll see that this ticks off. Now, there is a huge bug I've discovered around the zones thing. If you have an area that's zoned off and you put another zone in, bear with me 1 second. Okay, so my daughter just wanted to come in and say hi, so just a slight distraction there, momentary nonetheless. Right, now, there's also a garbage area here. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but I want to bring a path all the way down here, so I'm going to have to get rid of that. One other thing we can do, of course, in the build. Is it in build? There's doors. Let's search. Can't remember where the windows actually are. They're not there, interestingly. Objects. There must be an objects. Big window. There we go. Rotate with the R key. And Just pop some lights in there. Now there is a kind of light system in this game. As the day progresses, you'll see the shadows are moving. You see them every now and then just flickering one direction to the left or the right. It's not really that impressive. It's not really that important. But it is there. So it's worth mentioning. 37,000 left. Okay, let's start thinking about what we're going to have next. So I'm thinking in this area we're going to have the cafeteria. That's going to have to be quite big. And I need to build that first so I know whereabouts I want to put the classrooms, because I want the classrooms separate from this main hub, if you will. So I'm going to start by putting some walls down. Go to walls, go to brick wall. So I'm sort of thinking as I'm building here. Double door. Double door. Okay, double door, 1, 2, 3, double door, bump. And then I think we'll have another double door. Or shall we? No, we could just have 1, 2, there, like that. That seems pretty good. I like the design of that. Okay, pretty good. So that's going to be my cafeteria area. Now, in addition to that, I am going to need a canteen, not a canteen, a kitchen, and probably a few other sort of staffy type rooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put that wall there. So I'm going to use that as the kitchen for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, oh, nope, that's not where we wanted that. Right click to remove, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we've got some officey space type things there. That could become a toilet potentially, or I'm thinking that might be the staff room, something like that. Okay, so we've got 26,000 left, which isn't a lot of money, I've got to say. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll start building here. Now this is going to be the classroom area. And basically how this game works is that the more students you have... Oh my gosh, we are seriously low on money. Look at this, 17,000. I'm going to have to do something here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Based on my limited gameplay experience. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have decreed that that a classroom size with the width of 7 is perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, balls. So that's quite awkward then, isn't it? So 7 is perfect, and I've got 1 space in the middle. That's irritating. So I've got 2 perfectly sized classrooms and 1 not perfectly sized classroom. I suppose what I could do, and what I ought to do, is knock all that down. And that hasn't got rid of those walls, which is quite irritating. Okay, I didn't realise that. That means I'm going to have to go in and individually right click on all these things, which is just irritating. I cannot drag to delete, it seems. So I am literally having to right click on each of these. I can't see any better way of doing it. Demolish doesn't get rid of walls that have been scheduled to be built but have yet to be built. Right, so we know we need at least 1 more spot. I'm going to extend by 6 on either side. That should definitely give us the space I'm looking for. Okay. Complete disaster averted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got the first wall there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Second wall there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. First wall there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's absolutely perfect. So these are going to become the toilets, and we have 4 classrooms. Now, classrooms are important, obviously, because that's where your students study. But the more you can squeeze into a classroom, the better. So let me just begin by putting a chalkboard in each room. We'll try and centralize that as much as possible. And the teacher needs a desk. And she needs a chair. Or he or she needs a chair. There we go. Okay, now the student chairs go in. If I zoom in, you can see which way the student is going to face. And then the back wall can just be all chairs. All the way across. This is how I'm doing it. Obviously, you can do it any way you like. But this is how I did my test. And I just like... A, I like the look of it. It reminds me of university. B, I think it's a good layout. C, it's cost effective and space effective. How are we doing monetary wise? Oh, 9,150. Okay, that's a problem. I need to focus on this. So I still don't have an office, which is weird. Why don't I have an office? What's wrong with this office? Why haven't they put any of this stuff in? Right, let's just speed up. Because I need to get this office done. Obviously, these workers have been distracted by the building I've put up here. I thought this had been done already. I'm kind of not paying as much attention as I would be if I was playing on my own. Because I'm talking to you guys. That doesn't mean it's your fault. This means that I wasn't paying attention, basically. I think what I might do before I forget is put some doors in. So where are we going to put the doors? We're going to put the doors in line with the desk thing there. Now these 2 toilets, they need doors because these 3 guys are totally stuck in there. This guy's stuck in there. Hopefully we've got 1 guy. They're all stuck. All of them are stuck. Oh man alive. So we get 1 worker, drop him off there, and he can go and get all these jobs done that these guys can't do because I've trapped them in those buildings. Oh good. They did get the doors in at last. Right. So any minute now this office should be done. We can see Agueda McManus is doing some paperwork. So the to-do list has been achieved. Let's go to the grants now. Now, we've achieved that, and that has put another 10,000 in the bank. Now, you've got to think that each staff member is going to cost you round about 5,000, a bit less for the majority of them, but you're looking at about £5,000 for each person. So you do need to have quite a lot of money just to get started. I think what we're going to do here is pick something easy like, oh I know, gender neutral toilets. There we go. So we get an advance of 5,000, another 2,500 for completing it, and that's for building any toilet. So we're going to say yes, we'll do that. We'll close that down, and then we'll process our toilets just here. So let's go to objects, toilets, and let's begin this process. So I think we'll put these. Put a urinal all the way down the bottom there. Like that. Oh, hang on. Are these sinks? Or are these urinals? Oh, they are urinals. They don't look like it, but they are. Okay. Next to that, we'll have cubicles. Like so, and then the sinks can just, oh no, that's the wrong way, the sinks can just come in at the end. And this is another feature I like, the little icon of the person, so you can see which side they're going to stand. Because obviously it's not that clear what you're looking at. Oh, I didn't build that very well, did I? Yeah, I really didn't build that very well. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two out. And I'm going to put a wall in there. Let's just speed things up. Distracted by this classroom. That's fine. Oh, are they distracted, or is that actually not going to get dismantled? Dismantle that, please. Okay, now it's dismantling. Ah, it's the end of the day, 5 PM. They've all gone home. So, oh, this is interesting. See this guy here? He's asleep. So they've been trapped in the school all night. What I need to do is I need to give them some doors so that they can actually get out. Let's say staff door, staff door, staff door, staff door, staff door. Right, that's that done. These guys are now removing that, so we'll just speed that up a tad. And I'm going to put a wall in here. A brick wall. 2 each side. That's that done. And we're going to go zones, toilet, and we're going to go any. So sort of universal. And oh, hopefully this isn't going to bugger up. There is a bug around zonal requirements. Hopefully this isn't going to cause that bug. When you try and drag a new zone over an old zone, the whole game falls apart. But I just wanted to bring this up so that you can see the gender neutral toilets. Okay, good. So we've just achieved that gender neutral toilet. Did we apply that? I don't even know where it's gone. Gender neutral toilets. There we go. Build any toilet. So we've got that money. That's come in. And now that we've got that money, we can just go and change this. Now, I think it's possible that you could just start it off as male and it wouldn't care. But we'll just wanted to make sure, really. So let's get this toilet sorted out as well. Great. So when they've got that stuff in there, that room will be ready to go. So we've got 15,000 left. If we go to the to-do list, you can see that what we're currently supposed to be doing is this basic education, which includes building a freshman classroom, assigning a teacher, sophomore teacher, junior teacher, senior teacher, and placing a vending machine for some reason. Not sure how that quite tallies. But anyway, let's start by going to the classroom. And because I am seriously short of money, I'm just going to pop one of these in each room there. It's not even in the right place. In fact, I couldn't have put that in a worse place. Let me just try that again. Okay. And then we're going to try and get some staff in. Now, I'm a bit concerned I'm not going to be able to get enough teachers in here. So we're going to have to go for the cheapest. 3,700. Is she the cheapest? Down here, by the way, is their price. And you got all their qualifications and stuff. Now, I don't think this is really implemented. 3,600 looks to be the cheapest. So we got two there for 3,600. We'll hire that teacher. We'll hire that teacher. How many teachers do we have? We have two. I'm a bit concerned. I may have to sell some stuff in order to get the teachers in that we need. 3,700. Get with someone cheaper than that. 3.7 looks to be the cheapest. What you can do is pay $100 and it'll find you more teachers. No guarantee that they'll be cheaper, but there'll be more to pick from, so there'll be a chance. So I've got 4,000 left, which is just enough. Jolly good. We actually see if we... No, I'm not going to go for a good teacher, because we still got to get a vending machine, haven't we? Okay. Now, the complex thing in this game is definitely around zones. It's a bit broken. We pick class, you can see we've got one for freshman, one for sophomore, one for junior, and one for senior. Now, once you've put a room zone down, don't change it, because it'll all go completely horribly wrong, and that would be a total nightmare for you.
Daddy,
Okay guys, so I'm back. Just had a 5-year-old doctor come and make me feel much better. Removed all the hair from my body. Outstanding. It did make me think though, that a game like this type of game, but for a hospital, is long overdue, I'd say. It's got to be coming soon. Right. Whew, dearie me. $295 left in the bank, and we need to... Oh my gosh, I forgot about the vending machine. How much is a vending machine? One hopes it's going to be less. I think it's here. Vending machine. How much are you? $150. Fantastic. I was a bit lucky. Let's put the vending machine right by the front doors there. Oh, I can't buy two yet because I've only got 145. Right. Now, there's another... Hang on a sec. There is another interesting feature in this game. To assign a teacher to a classroom, it's not intuitive at all. Once you know how to do it, it's fine. And it took me quite a long time to figure out how to do it. What you need to do, believe it or not, is go to zones, click on Edit Zone. You need to have 10 student chairs minimum. Okay, that's a problem. That's a problem because we don't have enough money for that. So you click on it. So it's not going to register that as a zone. These two would be fine. So you click on the zone that you want to edit. You click Edit Classroom. You assign a teacher, and then you pick your teacher, and that's that done. Same with this room. Assign a teacher. And that's done. Now, I've got to figure out how I'm going to get... I didn't realise I needed... Hang on a second. Right, okay, so what on earth can I sell? What can I sell? I guess I could technically sell some of these toilets. Or even just sell some of these. One thing you can't do, I've discovered in this game, which is a bit of a shame if you ask me. You cannot... sort of store them, so when you get rid of them they go and that's it. There's no storage area, so you can't move things around. You either own them or you don't own them, and that's where you are. Now once I complete this to-do list, we'll get a decent cash influx, 20,000 10,000 completion bonus, which will put us in a very good situation, but I've just got to get there first. So let's just speed this up and see the money slowly rolling in. Looks like desks aren't that expensive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We just need one off here. And that will give us the 10 that we need. So let's just do that quickly. And hopefully $445 will be enough to do this. Classroom, student chairs. Zoom in nice and close so we can see which way this chair is facing. $15 each. My goodness me. Oh, to live in America. Right, so that should be a minimum of 10 in each room. Job done. Thank goodness for that. So now we can actually zone these areas off. So we say class, freshman. Oh, it actually already says freshman. And sophomore. Okay, good. Fine. Edit the zone. Ah, see, now this is where the problems begin. Zone. Edit the zone. Okay, it is working. I've had some serious issues with that. It is in early access, and it is buggy as heck. Splendid. So I think that's everybody assigned. Yes, good. So we've got 4 classrooms, 1 for each class size. And what will happen is once we hit the start school year, it will fill up all of the available seats. And that will dictate how much money we get per child. I think it's like $75 per day or something like that. So let's just go to Objects, Student Chair, zoom in a tad. And just finish placing these seats for the students to come and sit on. Bit of an arse about face way of doing it. I apologise for that. But I suppose in a lot of ways it's good because it shows you how to get yourself out of that situation if you get yourself into that situation. Done. Right. Now that's a decent looking set of classrooms there. I think we're all good on that sense. We are going to need... We haven't got much money left, so let's go to do school health. What can we do here? Gender neutral toilets. See, I'm pretty sure I applied to do that. That's immediately done. That's 2,000 and 5,000. That's in the bank. That's 17,000. There's another one here. Toilet training. This is where you need a male and a female toilet. So I'm just going to say yes on that, and we'll get another 5,000. Cha-chung, coming in there. Is there anything else? Beautification. How much we get for that? $5,000 to beautify the place. Let's do it. So we've got 27,000 to play with now. And I'm going to start putting some... I think we need build all. Because for this one we're going to need a fountain, which is located here. We'll put the fountain there. And we need a male statue, which I'm going to put that side. And the female statue, I'm sure we're going to get asked to put that up at some point too. And I like to be, you know, fair to both sexes and whatnot. So we'll just get that done. So that's that and that done. Then we need some planters. Here we go. Here are some planters. Now we need 4, it says. So I'm going to put 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. And that, when they put them in, should be it. Place a male statue, place the fountain, place 4 planters. That all looks to be done. Perfecto. Now, for the cafeteria, we are going to need some canteen tables. Now, this is, again, this is quite cool. I like the green, I don't know what you'd call it, highlighted area that indicates where people are going to be sat. I think it makes mistakes less likely. Oh, he says, immediately making a mistake. Oh, crikey. Just right click to undo and it immediately removes it. Now, on the most part, I find the controls to be quite smooth, quite organised, quite responsive. But it does, like every game like this, it does occasionally have laggy moments where it just doesn't respond properly. So just be aware of that. That's basically what I'm saying there. Now, that's not going to be perfectly centralized, which is a bit annoying. I like things to be centralized. Okay, well, we'll just whack the food counter there. We'll put a food counter either side. Vending machines can go in the corners, like so. Ah, see, that one went all wonky. Or did it? Maybe it didn't. And I can't put one in that corner because the door's there. So I didn't think that through very well, did I? But never mind. It's done now. That's everything we need for the cafeteria. So we can set the zone, change this to a cafeteria. Like so. And once they've finished putting all the bits and bobs in there, that will be done. Now, cafeteria does need a kitchen. So let's go objects. Kitchen. And you can see here, these are all the things that we need for the kitchen. Now, I've been a bit hit and miss with this, I'll be honest. Sometimes when I put this together, it works brilliantly. Other times, I can't get the chef to cook anything. So, yeah, I'm a bit out in the not really sure what's going on area, kitchen. In regard to that. Now, let's go to build. Let's go to floors. We've got quite a few different types of floors. There is one for the kitchen. That's this one. And we'll just pop that in there like so. So that's the kitchen done. Okay. Probably a good idea to have some... We've only got 11,000 left though. So I'm a bit concerned. But we're going to go for a diagonal floor. And we're going to fill it in like so. Making it look awesome. Just realised we don't have any doors on this yet. Build doors double. Rotate. Okay, so that should, once they've put those things in, be a really smooth progression from entering the school, through the cafeteria, up to the school area. There are the toilets. It should really, really, really work very well. Now, I think I might turn this into a gender-neutral toilet, this one. Actually, I might turn that into a staff room. Yeah, let's... because these are all staff doors, aren't they? So these have to be staff rooms. So, let's... First of all, only 1,825 left in the bank. I need this fountain to go in. And you can see that Blondell Gradford is working on that right now. Good job, Blondell. Just help you along a bit. And another thing, you can see that they actually move around the object, building it, sticking screwdrivers into their armpit and hitting themselves in the face with a hammer. That's how they work in this town. And it seems to be effective, I guess. But, yeah, I quite like that. They actually work on all four corners that this fountain takes up. So, if you could just hurry up a little bit, please, there, Blundell. My goodness me, that fountain is taking some time. There we go. And that's that done. Now, what can we do in terms of grants? We've only got 1,825 in the bank. So maybe, I think we're in a position, possibly, what are we missing here? Food counter. So as soon as we get this in place, I'm going to open the school. Because we need some cash coming in so that we can continue developing. So these guys are putting the floors down, putting the tables down, putting the benches down, putting the these things in. And whilst I'm talking about these things, whatever they are, I am actually going to, let's go cafeteria, vending machine. Just put the other one here so that that looks organised. Okay, great. Staff-wise, we do need a janitor and a cook. Forgot about the cook. $600 for the cook, $600 for a janitor. Perfect. We have monitors, we have nurses, and yeah, that's it really. And so far, I haven't seen any evidence that you can teach specific subjects or focus attention on particular subjects or get rated on how well your children do in their exams and things like that. A lot of stuff I think needs to be included in this game. They've got lots planned, and they are asking the community what kind of things they need. But at the moment, it just feels a bit... I feel like saying half-assed, but I don't mean half-assed. It doesn't have that professional polish that I think it needs. Right, let's start the school year. Because we've reached the end of the day, we're out of cash, and we need some money coming in. So, we should have quite a few children turning up today. And what I like about this is that you'll see the staff turn up first, and they open the school up, and they start doing jobs that need to be done before they do anything else. So we just made 2,000... So we get 6,000 for the amount of students that we have. And they should be here any time. Here we go. Right. So you can see here the workmen jumping in, getting on with that job. Here's the teachers turning up, looking really happy to be here on their first day. Very exciting. Not sure where the... Oh, they're all going into the... All going into the offices. Interesting. Oh, as soon as somebody sits down, it's like, this is my office. But this one here is actually for the principal, and she's just arriving now. Who's this? That's the cook. They all arrive at different times, which is pretty cool. No, darling, it's bedtime.